Okay, so
All right.
uh, everybody got to see today's video?
Yes.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
okay. And has everybody started on their Alkagizer? And I'm curious how that is going.
Yes.
So
Mm.
let's start out actually with check-in today. I'm gonna go from my screen left over. So let's start with Sandy. You're glowing, Sandy.
Well, that's because I'm getting my nutrients and water, and I'm getting oxygen. I started on the weekend.
All right.
Oh.
How is that going? How come you're not on the screen?
Oh, I don't. Um, it's going really well. I find that I'm not hungry after I do the alcohol, and I
How
I'm
was the appetizer for you? Was it difficult? Was it hard?
it's perfect. No, I like. I'm totally,
Good.
and I felt like so energetic that I almost felt like I was high.
You felt
Oh.
you. The first part cut out. Can you say something?
Oh,
I felt
I felt like I was high. I was energized by.
so. Good thing.
So it was almost like energy at first. Um, but I kind of overate this weekend, and so I have a whole bunch going on, and but it's amazing. I mean, I'm still on the plan, and I'm kind of surprised.
Are you finding that your little angel voice is getting stronger? Are you trying to?
I feel like my angel voice is getting way stronger. I'm grossing out with things, which is really cool. Rick took me to Red Lobster because I love lobster and butter, and it makes me sick to think about it now.
But you
Huh.
still forced yourself, right?
Oh yeah, I did. I had the ultimate feast, and I ate every bite. I'm just saying that I think about Red Lobster every day, and so we had to do it. And
That's,
it grossed me out after I ate it all. I'm so grossed out that I'm glad.
so yeah, I think it's great. I think it's great that you're seeing your desire to your diet.
What?
I'm hearing some feedback. Sorry. Um,
Yeah.
that your desire to improve your diet is growing, but you need to really fight the urge to act
Okay,
on
that
that.
sucks.
Well, the only thing is that I can only eat so much. So, like for dinner tonight, 3/4 of my plate was vegetables, but I still ate the spinach tortellini and the cream sauce. I just didn't eat as much because I can't. You know,
Right.
so
But
I'm
you're
adding the vegetables and the alkalizer, and it's just making me have less of the other stuff,
yeah.
and that's cool because I kind of think it's gross right now.
Well, it is. Your cravings will definitely reduce this week. I think everybody's will. You know, you're getting hunger satisfied, and many people are going to want to start cutting stuff out, and really going to have to fix that. I want you to pay attention, which Sandy definitely sounds like she has. I want you to pay attention that to your voice is now. You know, she said her angel's getting stronger. I really want you to pay attention to that. I really want you to pay attention to how the food is making you feel. This is really, these 2 weeks are so important that we're getting deep in your head and changing your relationship with foods. And it's already working. Many of you
Well,
have already seen that you're, you know,
I can already tell that I can get full on the good stuff, But the other thing that's weird, and I don't want to get into this, I just want to tell you, is that I don't eat because I'm hungry. And I realize that now. Like there's those times, but I'm eating really for other reasons. And I'm starting to see that.
That's great. And so you don't eat when you are hungry, you said?
No. I'm saying I will eat when I'm not hungry.
Oh, I see.
And that's why it's good that, we're taking this time to really pay attention to it, because I like to say I'm hungry before I gorge on something, but the truth is I'm not.
And it ends up just being mindless and
Yeah.
linking it to that mostly emotional hunger.
Right. Or thirst. I find a lot of my hunger is because I was thirsty.
And you're still doing your breathing. You're getting benefit from
Yes.
that.
Yes, absolutely.
That's great. That is awesome. So glad to hear it. Did you want to add anything else? Any other?
Nope. That's it.
Okay, cool.
Oh, one funny, actually. I asked you that question on Facebook, and then I got the answer right before you answered it, because it was in the video. That was all.
Oh, good.
But thank you.
Did you all see that you might end up having some?
Oh, diarrhea.
Well,
just detox effects.
Detox symptoms in general, like your body is cleansing out, so you might feel like you're starting to get a little sick. You might get constipated. A great thing for that, actually, a great thing for a lot of the symptoms is magnesium, which all of us need, and we often don't get enough of. We don't really advocate using any supplements or anything, but magnesium is one thing that we do definitely support. And
Do you know what foods you find?
Bananas.
Bananas. Gosh, I think I need to look that up, honestly.
I actually do a spray magnesium, because you can get it in the soaks, the bath soaks with Epsom salt. But I buy this spray stuff. I haven't used it in a while, but I just spray it under my arms. It's kind of sticky, but when you're mineralizing,
it really helps with muscle cramps. It's got a lot of benefits, but a big one, it helps you sleep really well. I like to take it. I just use the Calm, the unflavored, which most of you probably think tastes not so good right now, but I just put a little bit in and chug it down at night, and it helps you sleep really sound. It any muscle aches, the constipation.
Is that ingesting it?
I'm sorry?
Are you ingesting it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like a powder form you put in hot.
It's in the canister, right?
Okay.
Spinach and avocado are high in magnesium, so the Alkagizer should help with that too. And then it also, because I was looking it up while we were talking, kefir, banana, black beans, almonds, spinach, and Swiss chard.
Nice.
There you go.
So your dark leafy greens, I guess.
Perfect. So
thank you for looking up.
I think I read also that it helps with like a high blood pressure. I mean, there are a lot of benefits to it, and so I would recommend taking it personally, but that's up to you. All right, Andy B. You're next on my little row here. Do you want to do again? How did you start on? Sandy started Saturday, right?
Yeah.
You were full blown, and then Andy B. You started.
I started Sunday morning.
Great, and you were having a bit of trouble getting it all down.
Yeah, I could only do like the 12 ounces, so I know that's the minimum, but I could do it. And the first day it took about 2 hours, and I think it was more like 14 ounces, because that's when I decided I needed to split it. And all I could taste was the avocado, and then the rest of the day, I wasn't like like hungry. Like I really wasn't hungry. And I don't know if it's because I was still sick and tired and nothing sounded good. I realized around 8 o'clock that I'd had the Alka-Geyser, my water, and 6 chocolate covered espresso beans. And that was it. But throughout the day, I hadn't been hungry. Like I was so paying attention to it too, because I'm like, I'm not hungry. Like I could feel my stomach. Like that's my thing is like, if I can't feel my body thing, then it's like right now, I can't feel my pinky toe because it doesn't hurt. Well, I can't feel my stomach because it's not talking to me. So I was like, I'm just not feeling it. Now, I spent a lot of time on the couch, so I was very bored. And so I was like, I should get up and do something. And then I knew that that's when I would go to the kitchen. And I'm like, I'm not hungry, though. Like, why would I go in there? And I realized that when I'm getting bored around the house, if I'm not doing something, I go eat. And so I don't know if it's the Alka-Geyser or just the more water or just everything coming together. But I truly, my son came down and I knew it was 8 o'clock. So he came down. He's like, I'm going to make an English muffin. And he made one. I'm like, oh, that smells good. Maybe I'll have one. And so then I had the Alka-Geyser, espresso beans, water, and English muffin. And that was it. And even then I ate it because it smelled good. And I don't know if it was more of, oh, I haven't eaten all day, so I should eat something, versus was I really hungry, versus it smelled good, versus Melanie and Eric says I have to, all of that stuff. But I just didn't feel hungry. I just never at one point went, man, like I never had that all day. So
Did you do your fruit? What about your fruit? Did you get that in?
I can't do fruit and Alka-Geyser. There's no way. I can only, the 12 ounces fills me to the brim. And that's over 2 hours.
The fruit is super important. I would suggest eating your fruit first, even if you can just.
I know, it's going to be hard for me.
A couple pieces of fruit and then work on Alka-Geyser. And if, honestly, Andy, if you need to make it a little bit smaller, the fruit is essential. And you need to make sure that you don't eat anything after the fruit. Like you can do Alka-Geyser, but then just wait like at least like 20 minutes to half an hour before you start eating anything else.
Oh, it takes a lot longer for me to be able to eat other things. So
even if you eat, like before you do your Alka-Geyser, try to eat just like 2 pieces of fruit and then start working your Alka-Geyser until you just can't even do it anymore.
Okay.
And if it's 10 ounces, that's okay. But the fruit is huge. It's a huge part of it.
Well, today I had a baby orange with it, like one of those little halos. Mm-hmm. And I was, and it took about an hour from beginning to end. And I didn't even think of having something else. I was at work and it was like 2 or 2:30. Like it literally, and so I don't know if it's just there's so much in it that's really filling me up, but there gets to a point and I can't eat anymore, I'll throw up.
Yeah, you're getting so many nutrients, and that's probably, so now we know the emotional is a huge hunger problem for you.
Yes.
And the nutritional. So you're getting your nutrition. It's, I mean, look, and the water also, you know? So you're a huge part of the way there already, but you still, it's so important. Even if you just feel like you're gorging yourself, it's really important to.
But you have to realize that once I get to that gorge point, I vomit.
Yeah.
So that I have
past that. But so
I hear you.
After you have your Alka-Geyser, then give it a bit of time, you know, and get in as much Alka-Geyser as you possibly can. If you can't get in the whole 12, then get in as much as you can before you feel like you just can't push it. Then wait an hour or something, and then if you want to eat your lunch or go on with your normal day, but just try and force it as much as you can, and so much pay attention, because like I was talking with Sandy, or maybe it was Paula earlier, once you really start almost talking yourself out of the eating now, but you want to be so aware of how these foods are affecting you and in your head, I know it's almost like torture this second week, but it's going to make huge progress in getting huge benefits at the end as well. So
Well,
I promise.
I made my husband go to McDonald's on the way home because remember I posted about the Big Mac and everything, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna do it. And I did really want it, so I did want it. I'm like, yep, let's do it. Let's go for the Big Mac. And I can't eat much of them anyway with all the bread and stuff in there. But I did. I was like, eat as much as you can, and I was uncomfortable afterwards. Just to fill everybody else in, I had weight loss surgery 2 years ago. So I had the gastric sleeve. So my stomach is about a third of the size of a normal stomach. With that being said, once my brother passed away, my eating habits went back crummy. And so my stomach has stretched out a bit. But it truly is at that, when you get to that point, you literally can't eat anymore. But I did. I ate it up to that point and felt uncomfortable afterwards, but knowing because it was truly the way my stomach is now. But I ate it, and like they said, like the first few bites were really, really good. And by the end, I was like, all right, I'm good, I'm done. And I feel like if I had gotten the Big Mac Junior, I would have been okay. Like I was like, I told my husband, like, I should have just gotten the Big Mac Junior. And then I'm like, no, I have to do what they're telling me to do. And I only had a few fries because I don't really eat French fries, but I was like, I'll eat the fries and all of that. So I've played the game. I've done what you guys are telling me to. And but once again, I had the Alka-Geyser and the little orange this morning, and nothing again until 5:30 tonight. So something's getting filled up there, or just not making me crazy to go eat. And I'm scared of when I have a really bad emotional day, because I know then that's when I'm going to be like, give me everything.
That's
So
why we're trying to get that out now. We're trying to change your relationship with all these foods that you have problems with, so that you're not looking at it as a positive thing. You're looking at it as a negative thing.
right.
This second week is so important. But I completely understand your medical issues, and it's a lot harder for you. And I don't know if there's, you know your point, and just try and push it as much as you can, and just make sure you're still aware of those conversations, or whatever you want to call them, but just really pay attention to, before you would have been like not even thinking about eating your Big Mac, and now I just want you to get it in your head and be really aware of how it's affecting you, and and now how your angel is having more of a voice and fighting with your little devil, saying, I don't need it, I don't want it, it's not so good. But
Yeah, I feel like Sandy. I feel like my angel is finally doing all the talking, and the devil's kind of really taking a back seat.
That's great. That's huge. How was the Alka-Geyser taste and all that for you?
Okay, so yesterday all I could taste was avocado, and I had to split it. So today I had the second half of it, and it tasted all like celery. So I don't know if it was my taste buds or my cold or whatever, but yeah, I'm gonna have to add some lemon or something to kind of shake it up a little bit. And
coconut is absolutely okay. Coconut water, not coconut milk.
Okay.
But, in the Alka-Geyser, you can do coconut milk outside of that, but with the Alka-Geyser in the morning with the fruit, coconut water, but that has helped a lot of people too.
And then I read where he said that he was blending the kale and the spinach and then making ice cubes out of them, because I like mine really, really cold. So I heard that in the video, and I was like, oh, that's great. Because
the deep greens, it makes it easy, because you had asked in Facebook if you could make several, like a week's worth or something like that. But really, it's best if the more fresh your smoothie is, or your Alka-Geyser is, the better. And I wouldn't suggest making more than 2 days in advance, unless, of course, you are freezing it. And that is an excellent idea, is to freeze the greens, and then you could just throw in other things, or you could freeze the whole thing if you want and just add water. You just have to add more cubes. Right. But that's a great little hack. They call that the Sam something. Some guy named Sam.
Sam,
bought it.
Can I chime in? Can you hear
Absolutely.
me?
Yeah, hi, Andrew.
Can I chime in just
Yes.
on that? If everybody's ever made smoothies in the summertime and your bananas were going awry, so you put them in the freezer so that you could have smoothies, but it was always fruit, right? So this is the whole. That's what's different is now you could freeze those. That's all I wanted to say. It's just like changing your mind around, remembering that was convenient and cold, and then that'll be your cold thing. And whatever. So yeah. Anyway, cool beans.
Yes. And I have been places before where I just couldn't find a lot of fresh stuff, and I bought some fresh veggies and some frozen, and had to use the organic frozen kale or whatever and throw it in there. So it's preferred fresh, but if you can't do it, do what you can do.
right.
Absolutely.
Yep.
The other thing I wanted to stress is if you are wanting a fruit smoothie, that's okay. Fresh fruit is preferred also, but you can do a fruit smoothie. Just please don't add it to your Alka-Geyser. We want that to be separate. We want you to start getting used to the Alka-Geyser by itself. And if you want to have, I know, Andy, it's probably not going to put something you don't want, but if other people want it, if it's easier for them to drink their drink their drink before they go and take a fruit smoothie with them to work or something, then that's absolutely fine. And again, just make sure no solid foods until you quit your fruit.
But the veggies but can participate in that always, right? Just the veggies, not anything else. The veggies are the only thing that can participate with the fruit, right? Is that what we're talking about?
Only the Alka-Geyser. I'm saying don't add more fruit to your Alka-Geyser. If you want a fruit smoothie, do a separate fruit smoothie. Don't add the fruit to your Alka-Geyser. Just, you can put some lemon and you could put your apple, but I really want you to keep Alka-Geyser separate and eat your fruit separate. Is that what you were asking, Andrea?
Yeah. So because so in the Alka-Geyser, the only fruit that you're saying is like is apple, right? Apple is the only fruit in the Alka-Geyser, aside from whether or not we decide avocado is a fruit or not. But in the Alka-Geyser, yeah, or sure. But that is the fruit. Is that what you're stressing? that's the fruit that's going to make it easier for us to drink the veggies?
That is
first.
The only other fruit besides the cucumber and the avocado, and then citrus.
And then then people. So what you're saying? Okay, so I get it. So what you're saying then now is that after that we're supposed to eat a lot of fruit and whatever, but veggies and fruit can mix and coincide until we decide to change what we're eating. And then if someone has a fruit smoothie,
I don't want you eating more veggies. Only the Alka-Geyser.
Oh.
I want in the morning when you
okay.
in your Alka-Geyser, if you keep eating fruit as long as you want, but as soon as you start with solid food, including other veggies.
Oh, that was where I didn't know that. I was confused about that. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
No solid foods at all. The only exception is the Alka-Geyser. I mean, that's not a solid food.
So no fruit once you start the solids.
None. Zero.
Right. You have to have half an hour the fruit solid.
Yes. You can have some lemon later, but other than that, I mean, you can have the tomato and the cucumber and avocado, which are really fruits, but we consider those veggies and they fit in with the veggies and run with it. So does everybody get that? Everybody understand that?
So the avocado is only allowed in the Alka-Geyser. I can't put a sliced avocado in my Alka-Geyser and then finish the avocado after the Alka-Geyser and then have fruit again. That doesn't work out.
No, you can have avocado after your Alka-Seltzer. You can have avocado. You can have tomato.
But you can't have fruit.
You just
Oh,
can't
okay.
like,
Okay,
After the
gotcha.
Alka-Seltzer,
sweet
right?
fruit.
So, okay, there it is. Yeah. So avocado is considered a fruit in this feature. Excellent.
No,
Yeah.
I
Yay.
think
We kind of like as far as wild fit goes, I pretty much consider it a vegetable because it's in there. It's as acceptable as a vegetable. And the
So
coconut.
that's so the tomatoes and the avocado are the wild card. Yes.
Yeah, and
Cool.
the cucumber because that's really fruit.
Oh.
Also, but
Okay, perfect.
yeah, so cucumber
Like it.
as much as you want, but as soon as you go off the fruit, only solid foods.
Okay.
I mean, no solid
Perfect.
foods until you go off the fruit. Because you
Okay.
want to be on an empty stomach. You don't want that fruit fermenting on top of all the other food and rotting in your stomach and giving you gas and giving you, indigestion problems.
No, yeah, I'm totally clear. I actually had a whole different thought about it and I appreciate it. And so let's carry on. We don't need to dissect it anymore. I mean, I don't
Yeah, and
because
if
I was dissecting it. I
have
apologize.
any
So
more questions or if you
thank you, Mel.
don't
Thank
like
you.
it, absolutely can go back to it. It's not.
Am I breaking up? I'm having really bad technical
everyone has
difficulties.
been breaking up to me.
Okay, right. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not. I thought my Wi-Fi. I'm like our Wi-Fi must be from 1975
I don't think it's
before there was
you.
Wi-Fi. Okay,
It's
because
better now than at
it's
the
like
beginning of the call.
yeah, it is. It was crackling and bubbling and going like sci-fi and stuff.
We've got a snowstorm here right now, so it might be my end.
Oh yeah, that could be it. Okay.
So, Andy B, anything else you want to add? How did the weekend go? How are you feeling? How's it going with water?
Everything else is going just fine. Yeah, everything's good.
That's great. Very good. Corey, you're up.
Hi.
Hi. So you're all caught up on your videos.
All caught up. Totally caught up. And I started my Alka-Seltzer this morning though, because I didn't want to do it until this morning, but I did it, and it wasn't hard for me to get it down.
It wasn't
It
good.
really wasn't. No, it was
And
fine.
did you get some fruit also with
I
that?
did fruit. Yep, I did fruit first, and then I had the Alka-Seltzer, and then like everybody else, I just wasn't really hungry much, and no, it was it was great. Yeah, I have no complaints really. It wasn't that hard to get down for me today.
Oh, that's great.
So
And
yeah,
so the taste wasn't too bad for you. You were okay with that.
not too bad. No, but you know what I did is I didn't put the celery. I just used kale.
That's fine.
I just don't like celery. Oh,
You
I
know,
love almost everything, but
you guys will think I'm crazy, but I don't do avocado. Can't stand it.
oh,
And,
really?
I don't know if it's mental, but it makes me just sick every time I eat it, and I don't do it. I haven't done it for years.
Right.
And so this is a recipe. Just switch it up as much as you want. There's
Okay.
there's some funky noises going on.
There's a lot of funky noise. It's a snowstorm, Melanie. It's a snowstorm.
Are
I
you?
saw last night it was -7 there, right? 7 degrees below zero.
Not here, but actually up in Telluride it got down to -2. I think we were down to like single digits, but not in the negative. It was windy and cold today.
Come on.
So how did the rest of it go? Did you force yourself to eat? Were you still?
I did. I sent my mom and Audrey into Subway to get Daphne some Subway because one of my kids at school. Oh, I lost you guys. Hold on. Wait, there we go.
There you are.
And it's funny because my mom, my mom had an interesting experience in there ordering sandwiches.
Are you there? There you are.
Okay. Anyway, my point is that at first I was like, well, I'm not going to eat that. And I told them not to get me a sandwich. But then they brought me a sandwich. Then I saw the bread, and I wanted the bread, and I wanted the sandwich. So I ate it. And yeah, I did. I kind of forced myself to, because I just said, well, the regular me would eat it for sure. So I went ahead and ate it, and it was fine. But I don't know if you guys know, I put on Facebook last night that I purposely ate some wheat thins because I just wanted to see like what would happen. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm really thinking a lot more about wheat and how my body handles it, and my stomach. Eric's stomach issues really spoke to me. So I know I'm kind of catching up because I know I was behind. Now I'm all caught up. But yeah, that's one thing I didn't know to say last week, but now I do. That really spoke to me because my stomach hurts all the time. So
That's great that you're aware of that now.
yeah.
We're right in the heart of breaking those old habits and creating new ones. I love it.
Thanks. Me too.
But yeah, and
yeah, no, it went really. Nothing was, but we're not taking anything out yet, so nothing's like super hard yet. And the emotional stuff was last week. You know what I mean? Like this week, it seems more about concentrating on the food.
right.
Last week was a lot about the emotions, as we all know.
That's because we were all dehydrated.
Maybe, right?
Well,
yeah, pretty good.
everybody's been through a lot of pretty gnarly stuff, and it makes sense that we go for something that suits our pain.
Yes.
And now we're aware of it, and we're gonna fix it.
Yeah.
So, did you want to add anything else, Corey?
No. Nope. Everything went really well today. Nice to see you guys, though. I missed Friday, so I'm glad to be here. So that's good. We only have 2 Zooms this week, right?
Sorry?
We only have 2 Zooms this week, tonight and Friday.
Oh, no, this
That's next week.
Oh, good.
Monday through Friday. Is that Andrea? I think your phone's making a bunch of noise.
Pardon me?
Your phone is making a bunch of.
So I'm wondering if that's me that's screwing everything up. Let me, even when I took up. What about that?
No.
What about that?
That's.
Nope. Nope. You're like the teacher from Charlie Brown.
I think it is my phone. I think it's my phone and my Wi-Fi, if you can all hear me.
Yeah, it keeps funky. What if you put on your headphones and you didn't want to be on camera, just still not do it? Do you think your headphones will help? That's better right there. Oh, no.
Were you talking to me, Melanie?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I think what I need a new phone or a new Wi-Fi or something. Like I've been trashed from the beginning with this situation. So
But
I
if you-
apologize.
Can you
And
hear
it
me?
might, yes.
Can you try your headphones again? Because we're good.
You guys carry on.
Okay. I'm going to mute you for a second because it's making a lot of noise. Oh, she is. Okay.
It's still good. It's still happening.
Yeah. Well, she unmuted her, so it's definitely Andrea, and it's her connection or something.
Weird. Is that mine?
I keep thinking it's you.
Yeah, I think it's the storm.
I do.
Yeah, maybe it is. Dang.
I don't know. When you muted her, it stopped.
I know. But now it's back and it went away.
She's unmuted now.
She'd leave?
Yeah.
She's all screaming and moving her.
I'm sorry, guys. It must be my storm here.
Yeah. Can she try calling back? I think it's Andrea. I don't think it's you.
I think Andrea hung up.
Is she the 415 5 number or
No,
no?
that's Paula.
Okay. Then maybe it is you.
I don't know what I can do about it.
I think it's Melanie.
Yeah,
I'm going to mute myself for a second. Paula, first, Corey, did you have anything else you wanted to say?
No, not right now. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So the one thing that's really, really resonating with me right now is how he says that it's not how you think about it before you eat it or when you're eating. It's how you feel 30 minutes after you eat something. That's what really, really matters. Like, and I know these are last week, but this is old news, but it probably still doesn't hurt to recap it. Like, that just really, really stands out to me. That's really how we should feel about food. Is not. He said it again today. It's if you knew that when you took that first bite of something, it was going to make you feel, if the first bite tasted like the poop you feel like afterwards, you probably wouldn't even. That's just really interesting.
It's also really good to be aware of, every one of you, we talked about getting your, before you started doing the nutritional part, this is horrible. Before we started doing the nutritional part, we talked about, how you're feeling before you make the decision also. It's
Right.
almost euphoria then.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, I absolutely think that's a huge part of it.
Yeah.
But the other parts are important also.
Yes.
All the dialogue and paying attention.
Yes.
We're satisfying a bunch of those hungers, and so we don't want to really pay attention when we do decide to eat something, even if we're full or whatever. Pay attention to which hunger is pushing that, which might be a little now because your angel is telling you don't eat, because I'm already full, but still trying to pay attention, and you're kind of double mostly probably right now is I saying,
Yeah.
go ahead and eat it.
Yeah.
But just pay attention if that's it. Andrea, it's me. I think it's me. Okay. Did you have
Hey, am I
No,
screwing up the meeting?
No,
No,
it's me.
it's not you.
It isn't because I left the meeting. Was it still going on?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh God, I've just been so sorry, you guys.
Let's see.
Not
I
you.
probably storm, but Corey, anything
Yes.
else?
No, I'm great. Thanks.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, Corey.
Oh my gosh, Andrea.
I'm sorry. God, I'm just trying to
It's
not
you.
be in the meeting.
Okay, I'm gonna go to Paula, and then I'm turning my microphone off, and I'm gonna let Paula share her how you felt, how did
Hi.
your appetizer.
Hi,
Listen,
Paula.
Well, hi. Well, first, I wasn't there Friday, but I did watch the YouTube, and I really appreciate it. It was very helpful to me. Friday, I was the person who threw the birthday party, and that included the traditional cake and ice cream and all
the
of that
rose
stuff.
ice cream. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I did very little of the other stuff, but I did have a little piece of cake, and I did have ice cream. Saturday, I slept most of the day. I did not feel good at all. And I kind of ate normally, and I got my water, but I didn't start the alkagizer until Sunday. I went to farmer's market. We had an earthquake at 1 o'clock in the morning, so I was up and I did not go to sleep but for another hour until I was at farmer's market. I'm not used to having fruit on an empty stomach, although I eat fruit and vegetables, a lot more vegetables than fruit. So the fruit kind of did me in a bit. I've had some fruit smoothies, but usually with something else in them, and so I really like just chewing. I like the fruit, and it takes me longer to eat fruit, I notice, than other things. I think I just want to hold on to it a little longer. So I had an apple, I had a mango, and I had a kiwi. So I had 3. Then I put an apple in the alkalizer, and my stomach is not happy with 2 apples. So today I didn't do that. Today I only had 1 apple. I had 3 pieces of fruit in the morning, but apples, I felt like I was brewing something, you know. It just did not feel good. So I did 16 ounces of the Alkagizer yesterday and 16 ounces today. But then I feel like I cannot eat. You know, I just don't have it in me to eat, and it's hard to drink. So my water intake went down a little bit. I loved all of it. The only thing is I noticed that I wanted a protein. And I'm thinking maybe I'll just hard boil some eggs, and then, you know, when I am eating solid food, maybe have an egg, because I don't really feel like I want meat. Today,
It's easy and quick. It's easy and quick to
Yeah.
get it in your system. That's how I roll too, Paula. Just saying.
And today, what I did is I really craved a grilled cheese sandwich, and I made one. And I used this bread that I really like, Oasis Health Grains bread. It's a veggie bread. It's the only bread I know that has carrots, onions, tomatoes, spinach, celery, and bell peppers in it, and a bunch of seeds and nuts. So that's what I made it on. It's small bread. It's not big slices. And I was very satisfied with that, but then I just felt like I couldn't eat. So a couple of things I noticed was that I should chew more slowly, like I do with fruit, because I enjoyed that. And I think it would also give me the opposite message. If I chewed more slowly, I might say, no, I don't really want this so much. Then the other thing I noticed was sometimes I eat because it's time to eat, not because I'm hungry. It's like, oh, it's time to eat.
Andy mentioned that a couple days ago.
Yeah, that's really kind of was amazing to me. And I think also is if I don't eat with a certain regularity, not precise, but a certain regularity, I get famished and overeat later. Mm-hmm. So, you know, they say don't go to the grocery store hungry. So everything really went pretty well. I wanted to mention that I do take magnesium. I take magnesium taurate, which is the one that is related to heart, nervous system, and blood pressure. It's the one they give you in the hospital if your blood pressure is too high before they give you medications. So, and it's also good for bone health. And with my osteoporosis, that's a really good thing to do. I have plant-based calcium, algae calcium that I take because the rock kind is not good for your heart. And I just put it right in the Alkagizer. So that made that easier.
Okay, we're not really supposed to be putting anything in the Alkagizer. I did check in today, and they said we could put like hemp seed and the flax seed if you want. What is it again that you're adding, Paula?
It's algae-based calcium.
Like a spirulina?
It's plant-based calcium.
Okay.
It's the only.
That's a good one. That's a good one to look up, Melanie, because there may be something in the Alkagizer that already has fresh plant-based calcium. Yeah. So that's a good thing to figure out.
This is what Eric says about any kind of supplements. He said, put your trust in the program for 3 months. And after the 3 months, if you want to start any other supplements or anything you're doing, that's fine. But please just follow the program as it goes. So I'll let you make a decision what you want to do, but that's Eric's advice. He really strongly advises against adding anything. He wants you to see what results you get from WildFit alone without any of the other supplements. If you feel like your doctor's given it to you, the only exception is magnesium. That's the only exception that he makes on that. But I'm not going to
because our water sucks.
Yeah, algae cal is it's calcium from ocean algae. It also has magnesium in it and 73 trace minerals. And when I said I wouldn't take the pharmaceuticals, that's when it was recommended. So that's how I started taking it. I did some research on some of them, and this was the one that was the purest because they test every batch rather than test, periodically.
Right.
So, and it's even going to be questionable in the future.
the ocean? I know some of it's like grown on lakes and some of it's kind of.
Yeah, this isn't farmed, but now my concern is which ocean.
Yeah, really.
Given Fukushima, yeah.
I quit
and
eating
even the Gulf
fish.
still.
I quit eating. I mean, my daughter used to work at Santa Barbara Fish Market, and I quit eating the fish. But I'm kind of afraid like that. So to each his own.
Yes, exactly.
It's just because we have to be careful because of our water sources. Look on every level, you guys. It's like kind of wacky.
Yeah,
so I think that's why we're talking about this. Actually,
some of the waters do check your labels if you're buying bottled water. Check the labels because they add some weird stuff in there, even salts and weird stuff. I think Nestle.
Yeah, and actually, a water testing kit is not that expensive, and I have
Sandy
the water
knows
tested.
about that. Yeah, too. You guys. We've talked. Yeah. So, excuse me. I apologize.
So I'll let you make your call on your algae, but just to be aware.
Well, I know he mentioned something about vitamin C, and I never heard what he originally said about vitamin C.
Oh, he was saying that if you had a great diet and you were taking all the good stuff in that you're supposed to, but you never had vitamin C, you would still get sick. Like you have to have vitamin C, and not supplements, but in your food. So he was just saying all the essential vitamins that you get from food. If you were to take one of those out, you would get sick.
Yeah, the Wild Fit stance is that it is more important to add what you need rather than take out what you don't need. Because a lot of people go on these diets and they take all this stuff out, and they do end up losing weight, but they're totally nutritionally depleted.
Yes.
And
I definitely agree with that.
Gain the weight back. So you also said that you didn't eat after that. So you were not following what you're supposed to, forcing yourself.
I ate, but I ate very little. I mean, I just didn't. Saturday was the day that I was just dead in the water.
Yeah.
And I know that was from the party.
Indulging.
Yeah. I mean, I really felt terrible.
And did you start the appetizer Saturday? I'm sorry, I don't recall. Or Sunday?
No, Sunday.
Yeah, because you were too sick on Saturday.
Yeah. Well, also, I hadn't gone to farmer's market yet. So as long as we had the buffer zone, I knew farmer's market is not entirely, but mostly organic, and they're all certified, so I know they really are organic. So I went there. I knew I wanted to get kiwi. They had a pound of blueberries. That's a huge box of blueberries for $3, and I bought 2, so she gave me for $5. So, that was great. And I knew I could get I like the little yellow mangoes. I like them a lot.
Yummy.
So, that varies my fruit.
That's great.
From whatever I might get in the market. And then I didn't get any melon this time. I didn't get any melon at all. I had all that. So, and then all the vegetables that I normally get. And then I already told you, I think that when I make I eat beets all the time, and I eat the greens as well, so they can go in the appetizer. That I save the water and I use it instead of coconut water or something like that.
And that's sweet.
Yeah, it does. So, and I mix the yellow and the red because I make my own vegetable stock. So I mix the yellow and the red because I cook those beets separately. The water left over. So that's what I use there. So today I felt much better than I did yesterday, but I realized I cannot. There's only so much food I can take in. I also felt kind of nauseated. And I haven't eaten tonight. I had, after my grilled cheese sandwich, I had a salad. And then after we're off here, I'll eat something. I'm not sure what I'm going to eat, but I'll eat something.
Okay, good. So, obviously the cravings are reducing as you guys are adding all of these nutrients and you guys are really wanting to cut stuff out. But I want you definitely to notice your desire to cut everything out, and I don't want you to act on it. And this is why. Right now, we're really working towards lasting change we're paying attention to our dialogue and noticing how it is changing. And that's super important. If you even want to go back last week and hear some of the comments or things that we were saying, or some of the excuses that we were having, and everybody's dialogue has really changed quite a bit. And I want you to still be aware of that. You've only got 4 more days to try and do that.
I'm going to take advantage of one of those days, Mel. I want some dim sum. I want some Chinese dim sum, and I'm going to go to the noodle house.
But I want you also to really pay attention to how food actually feels and tastes now that you're meeting all of your nutritional requirements. That's super important also. So it's so important that you guys are paying attention to all of this constantly. This week we only have 4 more days, and Saturday, if you want to, we are going to take something out. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but something is going to come out, and you'll find out on Friday. And as far as the buffer zone goes, some of you started Saturday, some of you started Sunday, some of you started Monday. That's totally fine. Whatever your choice is the perfect choice. It's all about how you're feeling and what you want to do. So none of you are wrong in starting Saturday or waiting till Monday. It doesn't matter. It's totally up to you. So don't feel guilty or anything. If you didn't start right away, it's no problem. But I just really want you guys to push it as far as you can when you're forcing yourself to eat these foods. Even though I know it's really hard, I just want you to really make yourself do it and see how that food is making, how it feels now and tastes. Pay so much attention to it. And you guys have been. I just want you to continue to do that. We're getting in your head. We're already in all of your heads, aren't we? It's good. It's great. But Paula, go get your Chinese food and see how I'm curious after you do it. I want to hear how it made you feel. Andrea was telling me about how her Mexican food was not good. You guys saw it on Facebook. It wasn't what her tamale was hard to get down also.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
So you're gonna go force yourself, right? So if Eric was in this group, you guys, he can be harsh sometimes. He would be like, Paula, I want you to go make your carbonara pasta. I want you to bring it to the meeting tomorrow, and you're gonna eat it while we're sitting here.
I didn't want pasta at all. I mean, it's funny because it's one of those things that I want. It's like that, the whole notion, the emotional thing of comfort food, even the words, In fact, I thought of that when I thought I want a grilled cheese sandwich. And I thought about it for a while, and then I realized all I really wanted was protein. The craving part was protein. The emotional part was grilled cheese.
Well,
so there was an awakening there.
Part of this week is adding in those healthy proteins, getting some really healthy proteins in your diet, making sure that's in there also. So yeah, we are filling your bellies up with all those veggies and the proteins and the fruits, but still keep it in your head and really slow down and pay attention to everything that your head's telling you.
Yeah, and I have to increase my water because I don't want it to go down. It's gone down a little bit, and I want it to go back up.
Yeah, but like I said earlier, remember that you are getting a lot of water from all those veggies you're taking. And right now, if it's going to be water or stopping eating those other things that you are that you usually eat, reduce the water a little bit. Do 10 ounces. Yeah. If that's going to make or break you from eating, I want you to still get plenty of water, but if you're feeling too full from all of it, then, and maybe since you're doing 16 ounces, maybe drop it to 12 if I mean, you're still
Yeah.
getting your nutrients. If you feel like you just absolutely cannot force the other food in, you're going to get sick. If you know, I want you to get sick, but if you're going to throw up, don't push it that far. But
No, yeah, I'm not going to go that far. You know, I didn't measure the beet juice, the beet liquid. It's not juice, it's just liquid. I didn't measure it when I put it in. So, I mean, that was probably, you know, another 6 ounces or something. Because it was drinkable with the straw, you know.
Mm-hmm. That's okay. I mean, you're getting your nutrients. Right now, I'm trying to change your association with these foods that you're struggling with, and your memory of it and your association of it is going to be pretty negative by the end of this. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. So keep doing it, because you don't want to go through the wild fit and still struggle with those foods, you know?
Yeah, I can tell you, I don't want cake.
Good.
I don't want cake at all. I do that cake and I thought, oh God, I have to eat a piece of this cake, you know, and it's my cake, you know. Yeah.
Did you get some of that rose ice cream?
I ate my ice cream, but the cake I ordered, I didn't make it myself, but still that was, you know, that the center of the traditional birthday thing is this cake and ice cream. And most of the other food that different people brought there was a vegetable tray. I will say somebody brought a vegetable tray, but most of it was chip kinds of things, different kinds of chips and dips and whatever. And I took a couple, but I just really wasn't into it. I knew I had to do the cake and ice cream, and I didn't feel very good doing it.
Good for you.
It didn't feel, I didn't feel good before. And then, you know, I was really mindful about eating it. And the ice cream tasted good, but afterwards it didn't feel good. And the cake didn't taste good from bite one. It just was like, no. So
was the ice cream,
that's what I said.
Was every bite good on the ice cream?
No, it was, you know what it is part of it is the scent.
Mm-hmm.
The scent is so great. And after about 3 bites, it was like, oh, I should have wore rose perfume, you know? So,
I love it. Is there anything else you want to share, Paula?
No, I think that's about it.
Okay. Justine, are you there? Do you want to talk? I see your microphone's off. Oh, I lost her. She's gone.
Yeah,
I have to. I'm on a crazy schedule. I have to go to 7:30.
Absolutely.
Thank you all.
Debbie, you're on it. You totally are doing awesome, and you got all of everything under control. So
I'm doing awesome because of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, you guys.
So real quick, you guys, I wanted to tell you, I know that everybody's doing prepping and everything, getting their veggies. There are these little bags, and I'm going to try and find it. I was meant to do this earlier. That they filter out like all the gases. I'm not sure what they are, but they make your fruit and veggie last a lot longer. And I used to have one, but just for people, if they're buying their veggies early, you know, on the weekend and wanting them to last the whole week, I'll post something on Facebook about that, because those are really great. They make your fruits and veggies last quite a bit longer.
That's great.
So, and they're not too expensive either. And I mean, I think they're like $10 or $15, but you know, I've been going through a lot of stuff lately. It's just not as fresh. Even, you know, I don't have the farmer's market here right now, and I'm getting at the grocery store, and it seems to be going bad really quickly. So I think that'll help you all. All right, I know we're at time. I'm going to go really quickly over. Everybody's doing 2 to 3 fruits in the morning. Andy, you do what you can. Your Alka-Geyser. I really want you guys to pay attention to those voices still, and pay attention to how your relationship is changing with food. Be really clear with that. Do your breathing, your water, get some healthy proteins in there. And I know it's hard, but keep putting keep trying to eat as you used to. Keep trying to do that. I know it's really difficult. You only have a few more days, but this is so essential, and we're making huge progress. Let's just keep it going for a few more days, and then we'll start taking a couple things out. And again, don't freak out if you gain a couple pounds. I prefer you just don't get on the scale, but they're going to come off super easy. And remember, you're drinking a lot of water. It's probably water weight, but
Yeah.
so even if you're not hungry, try and go do what you normally would do. Okay, does anyone want to add anything else?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay, go get yourself some protein, Paula.
I'm gonna.
Good.
Thank you,
Okay.
Mel.
Have a good
Good
night,
night,
you guys. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay, bye.
Good night.
Bye.